So for me, preparing for this TED Talk kind of took me back to my 16-year-old self. And this is where I changed my background. So give me a second. There you go. So that's my 16-year-old self. So it was interesting as I was thinking about what to say, what to talk. I decided to go back to my 16-year-old self, share my story with you, and kind of relive my journey with you. When I was 16, I was very good at debates. Before I debated, I practiced and practiced till I got every word right. And then everything became magical. I added emphasis to the words. And then these words became expressions. I always performed well, coming in first, second, or third. I was always a winner. I did not know how to lose because losing was for losers. And I was not a loser. At 16, I also had my entire life planned out. I would go to college, I would graduate at 22, I would work for a little bit, then meet the love of my life, have babies, and maybe run for office and get elected in the same city where I was born, because of course I was a winner. Little did I know that life doesn't always take the straight path that you had envisioned. At 19, I had an arranged marriage. At 20, I moved from Pakistan to the United States and started college. At 21, I became a mom. I graduated at 25, and at 26, I had my second child. And by the time I was 30, I was divorced. Did I mention that I did not know how to lose? But a broken marriage felt very much like losing, and I didn't know how to lose. I was sad and I was depressed. And for a while, I could not go on. As a single mom, I picked up my life and moved to San Ramon. When I moved to San Ramon, I did not own a house. I did not have a job. But what I did have was passion and the persistence to build a new life for myself and my children. I dusted my knees and I picked up myself. When I was 32, I got my first job as a web developer. I worked hard and I continued to grow in my career year after year. At the same time, I was also committed to being there for my children, and I volunteered for their schools, and I volunteered to make my community a better place. 10 years later, I ran for office in the same city that I had come to with nothing. 10 years later, I was a technology director. I had built a wonderful life for my children and myself in San Ramon. I didn't win my first race when I ran for city council, but by now I had learned to lose. But I had also learned to persist. And for me, the loss only took me closer to my journey. 2 years later, when I ran again, I won. My 16-year-old self would have never imagined that I would be a successful techie in Silicon Valley, an elected leader of an American city, and sharing my story with you tonight. It was not the path I'd imagined. It was not the journey that I'd planned for. The path was not straight, and the journey was not uneventful. It was marred with failures and losses. But my persistence to go on, working hard every day for my goals, is what got me here today, and what will get me to my next destination. And so this is what I want to leave you all today with. Learn to lose, because learning to lose becomes the superpower that fuels your persistence. Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure.